Bom, a gente acabou de falar sobre um dos maiores clássicos de todos os tempos e agora a gente vai falar de outro clássico, este um pouco mais recente, que vai ganhar um filme completamente novo. Eu tô falando de Scream, ou como foi batizado aqui no Brasil, Pânico. O novo filme, que também vai se chamar apenas Pânico, chega aos cinemas no dia 13 de janeiro do ano que vem, com algumas novidades e muita referência ao original. Nessa nova aventura, a gente vai voltar mais uma vez a Woodsboro, porque o Ghostface está de volta. Agora, será que é ele mesmo? Será que é uma pessoa nova? Será que é alguém do passado? Aliás, fica a pergunta, quem é o Ghostface?
What makes a good horror movie? I think a really strong villain, an iconic silhouette. Then you see that white skull face, and you're like, ah!
You can be laughing 1 second, but then as soon as Ghostface is out there with a knife, like, you're really scared.
You see Ghostface and like your breath catches, because you know what that means.
It's so great because it's so ominous and scary because you don't know who's underneath it. Anybody can be Ghostface.
Hello, Sydney. Would you like to play a game?
Ghostface is a killer that is about playing games, but when it comes time to do the job, it's really brutal and really violent.
No, stop, wait.
So intimidating when the knife is in the hand. It's just so scary.
You put that music with that bass, he is scary as
Unlock.
ever.
Olha aí, como deu pra ver, o filme conta com o elenco original sobrevivente, né, dos primeiros ataques do Ghostface, mas também introduz um novo universo de vítimas, ou melhor, né, de personagens. Quer conhecer um pouco mais do novo cast? Então segura essa informação, ó. A gente tem aqui na CCXP Worlds o lançamento mundial dos pôsteres que mostram o novo elenco do filme. Os cartazes mostram aqui os 9 jovens atores que estão no filme. E são eles: Mason Gooding, Melissa Barrera, Jasmine Savoy Brown, Jack Quaid, Gina Ortega, Dylan Minnette, Mike Madison, Marley Shelton e Sonia Amar. E tem muito mais, viu? Se você quiser colocar ainda algumas dessas imagens para enfeitar o seu celular, tablet ou computador, elas podem ser baixadas na área de recebidinhos da CCXP Worlds ou nas redes sociais da CCXP e da Paramount Brasil. Mas aqui é assim, né, gente? Tem novidade toda hora. Mas voltando a falar do elenco, eu imagino que você já deve ter aí 1000 perguntas na cabeça que você gostaria de fazer para eles. Sobre como eles ficaram sabendo que tinham conseguido o papel, como foi encontrar os atores originais, ou sobre as teorias malucas da internet que sempre tem, né? Então, os produtores foram lá e separaram algumas perguntas de fãs brasileiros da série e enviaram para os atores. E as respostas você vê com exclusividade agora.
Wow, they're making another Scream, and I would love to just have like an epic death scene.
Acting with them, an absolute pleasure, but getting to know them was an absolute pleasure. David is a certified Bob Ross instructor, and he bought all of us canvases and a paint set.
And I made this under David's instructions. He taught me how to make this. Thank you, David.
Oh, there's so many good ones.
Love that scene in the first Scream.
The iconic opening scene with Drew Barrymore.
Set the stage for everything that happened afterwards.
I think it's Pânico.
Pânico? Am I right?
Absolutely not. I would put up a good fight. I would, give Ghostface a hard time, but...
I'm not even gonna try and kid myself. I would be a very easy kill.
Look out!
One bit faster.
This is a very intriguing perspective. I feel like I'm gonna say the wrong thing or it's gonna be perceived the wrong way.
Interesting.
Nice try. I don't know.
That's a really cool, complicated theory.
Well, this was incredibly rewarding for me. Hope you enjoy Scream.
Ó, muito legal, muito bom, mas eu acho que ficou faltando alguma coisa, viu? Eu gostaria de ver os atores do elenco original respondendo algumas perguntas também. E é por isso que temos mais uma entrevista exclusiva. O Forlani está online agora com Neve Campbell, a imortal Sidney Prescott e Courteney Cox, a repórter Gail Weather, que alguns aqui talvez também conheçam como a Mônica de Friends. Agora, Forlani, é com você.
First question here, the first Scream was released 25 years ago, and at that time, both of you were doing big TV shows as Party of Five and Friends. Why did you decide to be part of this project?
Well, to be honest, I mean, Friends was, I think, in its second year and doing really well. I was on the first year of Party of Five, so it was just catching on, and think actually we were about to be canceled, and then TV Guide saved us, thank God. But so I hadn't had a lot of success yet, and Scream was the first lead in a film that I had ever come across. So for me, it was just a really, really big deal to get a lead and to be a part of something that was so well written and was such a talented director and cast. And so, you know, that's why I decided to do it.
And I wanted to play a campy, like selfish, real, entitled, nasty girl.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And Scream was huge, making like more than $100 million just in domestic box office and becoming a franchise. And at that point, at what point did you realize that you had hit a home run in your careers on this one, on Scream?
I think that it was such a genre-bending format. Just first of all, Wes Craven is an incredible, incredible director, obviously, and knowing that he was going to make this film, and also he's so funny, which I didn't know until
working with him.
Yeah, but it's so, I think it's just so different. I think we knew because when your heroine dies in the first like 13 minutes of a film, you know you have something special. You take Drew Barrymore and you kill her off, you know this is not going to be
It's going to be different. Yeah.
Amazing. And tell us a little bit more about the shooting, because and then jumping to when the movie was released, it wasn't like a huge hit at first, but the word of mouth helped a lot, right? How was the interaction with the fans as well?
You know, for me, I was so naive. I didn't know anything actually about box office numbers. So I do remember the first weekend it hadn't done so well. And then I remember, I think it was the second weekend, suddenly my team called and they were like, it made 30 million. And I was like, is that bad? Because I didn't know why they were all calling me at once. I thought they were calling to give me bad news. I had no idea that was actually pretty good numbers back then. So that was my first indication that, oh, wait, this is something other than having been a part of it and knowing it's a good movie. That's something to be excited about career-wise.
Well, as you said, it was something different. It was a different kind of a slasher film. And at that time, was a lot of different slasher movies were about to be released as well. You said Wes Craven was one of the things that was different. What else was different? You felt it. You had something different on your hands.
The script was brilliant. You know, it was you opened it and you had to read all the way to the end because you just didn't know what was going to happen next, and you needed to know. And it's so funny, and the fact that it was a horror film taking a look at the genre itself that hadn't really been done before. So it was really fresh and new, and really reinventing the genre in a lot of ways.
And anyone can hide underneath Ghostface. That's I think being able to buy Ghostface in that, didn't they find it in a
shop, like a five and dime shop? Yeah.
Anybody could, that's really terrifying. Even like Jason, didn't he like live in the lake too long or something? or Mike Myers, he probably got burned. Anybody, you knew those faces were coming, but you don't know who's behind this. And I think that keeps you on your toes, obviously.
Well, now jump into this new Scream movie that you're going to release next year, next January. How was to go back to Woodsboro? And did you find the way easy to get back there, or you get to ask directions to get there?
We actually shot this in North Carolina, which was beautiful. It was a really great experience. It was nice to get the opportunity to work during COVID, because that was rare at the time. But to sort of step back into our characters and to imagine them going back to Woodsboro and back to that world, and the way they built the sets to look identical to the original was quite breathtaking, to be honest, and exciting, nostalgic. Yeah.
You could really feel Wes's presence on the set. There was a lot dedicated to him.
Yeah.
He was honored in every way. And, this is not a sequel or I don't know how to say it, number 5. Would that be
this is a relaunch.
It's a relaunch. It's not, it takes all the best stuff from Scream 1 and all of them, but it's elevated, it's new, it's fresh, it's, I think, gorier, it's scarier, I think, in some ways.
Yeah,
but because nothing scares us anymore. I mean, as the world changes, everything, you have to be heightened and
get desensitized.
That's right. It's a better way to say it.
But Matt and Tyler, the new directors, I'd been unsure about doing this without Wes, because he was such a genius. But they reached out to us, and I had received a letter from them saying how enthusiastic they were about making this film and how honored they were, and that they are directors because of these movies. And their enthusiasm was really exhilarating, and certainly made me excited about jumping back on board.
Yeah.
And now you're known as the legacy cast, and I love this. I love this label. How was the interaction now talking with the young cast, the new boys and girls that are living in Woodsboro now?
It was really sweet. They're really, really talented kids. Did an amazing job, and you never know, right? But they had such a reverence for these movies and knowledge of these movies and excitement of being a part of it, and such a bond between them, as we did at the beginning of this process, that it really made me feel like they've got it. They know what they're doing. They know how to do this, and they're going to get it right.
They were really obsessed with the original movies, and they became really close. They all lived together in this hotel, and because of COVID, they play games every night. They just care about it. They're still all such good friends, but I was really blown away by their acting and making this so real and believable. Because you can watch horror films, and sometimes not everybody's Jamie Lee Curtis. Sometimes you go, oh well, they didn't try. No, but if you don't take it as seriously. They took it seriously, and that's what's great. The quality is fantastic for this film.
Amazing. Well, now I have to wrap it up, but I'd like to know if you have something to say to your Brazilian fans. Both of you are very well known here in Brazil, so please send them a message from your heart, and also invite people to go and watch Scream on theaters next January, please.
We had a blast making this movie. We love these films, and I certainly hope that you guys enjoy them as much as we did, because they're a big part of our hearts.
Yes, thank you, Brazil. You've always been very supportive of my work and things I've been in. So I think everybody should check this out, because you will not be disappointed.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Olha só, eu adorei participar desse painel da Paramount com tanta coisa incrível. Inclusive, Forlani, você já tá por aí?
Opa, tô voltando aqui. Ei,
que é
estou
isso?
Voltando com mais uma surpresinha de Pânico aqui pra gente. Em primeiríssima mão, uma pra você.
Opa,
Essa
obrigada. Tava esperando por isso daqui, olha. É uma latinha temática do Pânico, gente. Que linda, olha só.
E não são essas latinhas, né? Não são apenas lindas e altamente colecionáveis, não, né? A gente tem umas coisas a mais aí pra falar sobre elas.
A Fanta e a Paramount vão lançar uma ação sensacional em janeiro do ano que vem. E é bom ficar alerta, porque vai ser imperdível.
É isso aí. Enquanto fica aí a pergunta que não quer... Enquanto isso, fica aí, né? Aquela pergunta que não quer calar. Você gosta de filmes de terror, Carol?
Assim, como você deve imaginar olhando pra mim, eu sou uma pessoa corajosa, assim, entende? Eu sou assim, mas eu evito, sabe? Meu cachorro assiste comigo, eu tento evitar, assim, porque ele fica um pouco impressionado, mas eu sou corajosa.
Sei,
eu sou
corajosa.
Super corajosa, sim.
Eu quero ver se é corajosa, mas se você também
Eu não tenho dúvida.
Eu sei o que você vai falar.
Se você ia ser a primeira a morrer ou a última no filme de terror.
Eu sou total Final Girl.
Será?
Total. Você acha que...
Eu vou perguntar pro pessoal da Fancam.
Pergunta, vamos ver.
Vamos ver o pessoal da Fancam. Galera da Fancam, boa tarde pra vocês, boa noite aí. A gente tá com uma pergunta aqui, quero que vocês ajudem a responder.
Gente,
Carol,
colabora.
Vocês acham que ela ia morrer logo no começo ou ela ia aguentar até o final? Escolhe uma pessoa aí pra responder, deixa eu ver.
Deixa eu ver quem tá com uma cara...
O Cebola Geek
não vai ser o Leandro. O Leandro não vai ser, porque ele já tá falando que não.
Cebola Geek tá com cara de que tem uma resposta boa ali, ó.
Então bora.
Cebola Geek.
Então, gente, eu acho que ela seria tipo aquela penúltima pessoa. Sabe aquele personagem que sabe fazer tudo? Que luta, que faz cambalhota, que dá pirueta, que faz tudo, mas que no final ele acaba não sobrevivendo pra deixar o protagonista passar?
Porque eu sou gente boa. Porque eu sou gente boa, não é? Assim, ó, devo dizer que o meu joelho não me deixa dar tanta cambalhota assim, entendeu? A idade bateu aqui também, gente. Calma lá. Mas eu sou pequena, eu corro bem, eu grito, eu ia me esconder, eu ia ficar viva até o final, anota.
Tá bom.
Mas se eu morresse antes, eu acho que ele fez uma boa suposição assim, porque eu com certeza me sacrificaria pelos meus amigos, entendeu? Eu deixaria o Forlani passar. Quer dizer, o Forlani não, porque o Forlani com certeza ia ser o assassino. Você ia ser o assassino.
Aliás, tá rolando enquete ainda, né? Quem é o Ghostface do Omelete?
É o Forlani, eu tenho certeza. Vocês não acham, gente, que é o Forlani? Olha lá, todo mundo, ó.
Só lembrando uma coisa, né? Ghostface nunca tá sozinho. Será?
Será que eu tô...
Será que a gente tá tramando aqui?
Sei,
Vamos pegar mais uma pessoa aqui. Tinha alguém com óculos da CCXP aqui, cadê? Que tava com óculos recortado. Cadê? Eu juro que eu vi. Vamos falar com a Jaciele Mello ali, ó. Ela tá prontinha, já com fone de ouvido gamer e tudo mais. Pode falar, Jaciele? Faz assim pra gente, se você puder falar. Bora? Tá prontinha ali, ó. Enquanto a gente acha você aqui no nosso mundo.
Gente, eu estou amando todos os bichinhos. Obrigada por vocês trazerem.
Aí, alô? Chegou. Desculpa, você tava... tipo o Ghostface, ela tava atrás de mim.
Tá vendo? Ó quem ia morrer primeiro aqui, ó. Vocês estão falando de mim, ó o sustão que ele levou aqui ao vivo.
Eu podia morrer primeiro, mas não era uma morte de verdade. Ghostface.
Tá.
Mas, Jaciele, conta aí pra gente. Você acha que a Carol sobreviveria?
Acredito que sim.
Tá com moral,
ela falou
Carol.
por livre e espontânea pressão. Eu acredito que sim, né? Fazer o quê?
Você acha que eu tenho cara de Ghostface ou não?
Um pouquinho.
Tá.
Já ia falar, puxa, saco. Tem um pouquinho.
Podia ser os dois? Você já assistiu os Pânicos ou não?
Já sim.
Vem cá,
você sabe que eles estão sempre em dupla,
vamos
né?
fazer uma cara maléfica aqui, ó, pra câmera. Vamos ver se a gente convence. Acho que é mais pra cá,
cara de bonzinho ou de...
Não, de malvado, né? Pra ver se a gente convence que a gente...
Não?
Não foi quase. Eu quase me assustei, mas não foi...
Obrigado, Jaciele. É isso aí, galera. Obrigado.
Nada, tchau.
Galera
Beijo.
que tá aí participando com a gente também nas redes sociais, aí, ó. Usa a hashtag ThunderCCXP e CCXP Worlds 2021. A gente tem também, né? Daqui a pouco a gente vai passar alguns comentários da galera e tal.